I like hidden bases. You like hidden bases. This guy likes hidden bases. We all like hidden bases. They're a great way to build your house, especially on servers where having other players going through your chests is not ideal. What happens if you build a hidden base in a hidden base, and then another hidden base within that? Well, in today's video, we're going to find out just that. So sit back, relax, as we explore the world of putting bases within bases. Alright, so this is where we're going to be spending most of our time. For this first base, I kind of want to go with something like extravagant. So I found this really good flat wall. So the vision is to have like a flying machine entrance that's going to open up and down, revealing like a biggish kind of hall. Right, the entranceway is now pretty much done. So we got obviously the flying machine door with its activation stuff around the side here. And so I'm thinking kind of have this open out into like a kind of circular room with some stuff in the middle, some stuff on the sides. Try and carry on with the typical underground base theme for this first area. And then I'm going to see what opportunities we have for a hidden activation device to get into the next area. As you can see, I went with the typical underground base style. It consists mostly of wood and stone. I am still a fan of it and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. The checkpoint pattern on the floor also looks a lot better than the block vomit spew of assorted stone blocks I see on a lot of builds. Now, that style can be effective in some cases, I just don't overuse it. Okay, well then, this is the first of the rooms complete. This is kind of like the main area, so that if someone finds this, they won't suspect there being more to it. So, like in here we got the bedroom, some chests, got a nice little fireplace. This isn't actually my design, this decor. I will leave a link down to the video that I got inspiration from. So I kind of took it, modified it slightly. This is pretty much my design, this room here. And also this is a modification of someone else's design. So yeah, we got storage, chests, furnaces, everything you'd expect from a Minecraft bunker. But then if I quickly pop open this staircase, there we go, we can descend into the next part of the base. Continuing with the classic hidden base design language, the storage room took inspiration from a Minitech video I saw a while back. Using calcite and dark oak creates a really nice contrast on the roof. This was most notably the easiest room to build since it was, well, just storage. And the full design I took from one of my other builds that I'm planning something around for later in the year. So make sure to stay tuned for that. It's like, you know, you have an underground base. Obviously you're going to need a food source. So probably the easiest way will be to use these buttons that were originally just for decoration. Like if you click, I don't know, 3 in a quick succession or whatever, it will then trigger some sort of hidden entrance. I suppose I could retract these stairs, maybe, revealing another staircase leading down like this. That could work, maybe? I don't know. I'll give that a shot. I think maybe get something working. And yeah, I will be back with you guys in a bit.
2 hours later.
Okay, I just went and looked for some ideas of old Minecraft farms. Well, I mean like the style, should I say. Since I don't actually know myself, obviously I don't know that era. So this is what I found. I really like the stone and stone brick. I think that looks pretty cool. I do also like the old textures. With the glowstone, whatever. I think it looks pretty cool. Next up on the list is the farming room. Now, I definitely got carried away with this one. In Mama Jumbo's video, we can see the old build style coming through, of which I'm a huge fan. And so, I really wanted to bring that into this next room. That second picture you see is probably the main inspiration for this one. However, the issue was it took a surprisingly long time to complete, and free time is a very scarce resource. Even so, I'm glad with how it turned out and look forward to implementing this build style in my future creations. With the farming room done and dusted, I turned my attention to the next aspect of the game, enchanting and brewing potions. Both of these are centered around magic and that sort of thing. With that in mind, I focused on the small details for this next room. Quite opposite to the broad stroke fashion of the farming room, I sadly didn't capture any footage of the actual building process, but you'll get the gist of what's happening. And now I've been thinking, what we're gonna do for the next secret entrance. And I really feel like it can't be a hidden base without a classic bookshelf door. And so I've been thinking how I can do that with this. Obviously I could just make these two retract with pistons, but like that's boring. And so we have got a decent amount of space back here for building out the last room. Okay, so we have our bookshelves like that. Bookshelves retract. Bookshelves close. Oh, that is so satisfying. Gorgeous. There be some funky stuff happening here. The final room in the build is the vault. The most secure, only 10 blocks from the surface room, which revolves around the player's most prized possessions. In terms of design, I went for a grand style, making mostly use of quartz, but also a bit of pale oak wood. The floor was a bit tricky to get looking good, but in the end, I think it turned out alright. There's nothing that an ender chest can't do, however. This is now the final room. This is like the vault. So obviously we got chests for storing the valuable items. Obviously, the 4 trimmed netherite sets. And yeah, I kind of went for a very extravagant vibe, quartz. And this is Buto Cotta. This block with the quartz looks so nice in my opinion. Okay, and here we are outside the finished build. As you can see, the door is closed and there are no revealing factors other than the very suspiciously placed command block. Don't worry, that's literally just for clearing out item entities so I don't have a build up. So, I'm going to give you guys a full tour of the build. I'm going to try and be as brief as possible because there is quite a lot to get through. So, to enter the base, click on our path switch just like so, and the main door opens up. Now, this is the main room, and you as the viewer know that this is not the end of the road, so I can grab my water buckets and give these two a right click, and just like so, our secret entrance retracts from the floor. Obviously we got the normal Minecraft base essentials, adding some extra decoration to the build. So coming down here, I can close it up with a button. And I can now move down into the storage room. So this is obviously simply just storage. However, if I click these 3 buttons, I can then gain access to the next room, and the door will automatically close after a short delay. Coming into the main room, as I said before, I was inspired by the vintage style of build, and I definitely tried to apply that. Obviously we got an actual farm to make it functional. Coming down the stairs here, we can access the sort of main central piece, which is our access for the super smelter, both input and output chests. As well as to the side here, we have a very simple cactus farm. It's always a classic to have in every build. And obviously the super smelter itself with our furnace array. Then we got the central garden. This is mainly just for decoration, as well as the farms themselves on each side. So we can now head down the staircase to access the lower level of the farming room. This is mostly just for decoration. However, it also provides access to the central garden. Again, all just for decoration. As well as the storage room for the farm output. So this is very simply just chests for holding the output of our various item farms. So now the next portion of the base is the enchanting / brewing room. This is actually accessible from directly across the bridge. I didn't include a secret entrance for this one since it's kind of secured behind this main door over here. So we can head across. And as I've said before, I definitely went for a magical, mystical vibe for this room. It was actually built at school, and so one of my friends persuaded me to include the golden dandelion. Thought it would be a cool little Easter egg to point out. Obviously we got netherwort for brewing, as well as a max level enchant setup for enchanting our gear. Similar to the first retractable door, I also applied the bucket switch here, just using an observer, so I can double click and our door will retract like so and close itself up nicely. We're now in the final room of the build. This is the vault for storing the player's most prized possessions. Obviously we got the armor and chests, albeit it's not very secure since it's only about 10 blocks from the surface of the world. So now to get back out of the base, it's very simple. We just hit all of the buttons and go straight out the way we came. So there we go. Now that you've seen the base, I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching the video. If you have, please drop a like, subscribe, all of that YouTube goodness. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this new building video. If you have, I'll definitely be bringing more of these on the way. I've said in the past, my upload schedule is pretty messed up. I do apologize for that. Please do be patient with me. School is kind of in the way of everything at the moment, and so I will upload as frequently as I'm able. So yeah, with that, that's all I have for you today. As always, I'm your host, Colonel Loaded, and I will see you in the next one.